So when we move into that, we start to look at the heart space. And Caroline Miss, or Mice, depending on how you say her name, I've heard her say it differently herself, I think. She talks about the heart chakra and the sacred marriage as well, and when she talks about the different kinds of holy sacraments that are related to the chakra. And the horse, for me, embodies this beautifully. And horses, again, came into our world and partnered with humanity to, like a marriage, when it's a healthy marriage, because together you can travel further and faster than you can alone. So having a partner, having a mirror in your life, having someone that you cannot overpower, there is no power imbalance. All of a sudden we have this amazing mirror. And horses, for me, represent this amazingly, because you cannot force a horse. If you think you can, you've got one of those like unhealthy marriages. And when the going gets tough, that horse is not going to jump over that obstacle for you. They're not going to traverse that river for you. They're going to dump you on the trail and run home. Yeah? But together, and look at what humanity has achieved with horses, with horsepower. They have tilled our fields. They were vital in our evolution with agriculture. They took us into new territories that were inaccessible. They expanded our world. So there's something about this horse energy, and I know we've probably got a bunch of horsey ladies here, that, you know, there's a reason that your husband is a little bit jealous of your horse, right? The dog may be the family dog, but the horse is your horse. It's pretty special to even let someone else ride your horse. Yeah. So it really is like a marriage and a partnership. And it's ultimately, it's something that, because you'll notice that we've moved through these levels, that actually when we get here, when we get into horse stuff, we're talking about the sacred marriage, not just in terms of partnership, but also in terms of like a spiritual heart connection, a connection back to ourself. Because the hero's journey and any archetypal journey, and all this stuff I'm talking about works with archetypal journeys as well, those experiences at the end are actually a knowing of self, or coming back to your own heart. So, you know, horses are so magical. When you're like a little girl, it's like this magical thought of you being able to ride off into the sunset on your own horse. But actually, the reality of working with horses, and those of you that have horses will understand this, is you need to really know yourself. If you don't have that bit of cat energy in you, that bit of, we're going to do this now, and I know who I am, and this is where we're going, you'll get stuck with your horse. If you can't create that safe, loyal tribe, if there are trust issues, you're going to have problems with the horse, because these levels work together. But what you'll notice is, again, we've gone back into the importance being on others, on being on connection, on being away from the self again. So when I work with animal frequencies, I notice we're moving through this dynamic all the time of self to others, self to others, self to others. It drives our spiritual growth and our spiritual evolution. Just trying to think whether there's anything else really important I've got to tell you about horses. Horses hold the heart frequency on the planet. You know, they really, really hold the heart frequency on the planet. They are an amazing, amazing source of spiritual connection, especially for us ladies, I think. I'm sure it's the same for men too. They might just not want to own up to it as much. But I meet ladies every day where their horse is their church. It's their meditation. Their church and their meditation is in the stables with their horse. Yeah. And actually, often it's something that a lot of people I work with, they will return to horses at a time in their life where they're wanting to get back to honouring their passion and what's important to them. A lot of people leave horses, like rode as children, and move away from that, and then come back to it later in life. So, you know, when we look at that horse stuff, we are looking at very, very much in the heart mirror, very, very much about relationships, and the kinds of relationships that are not the same as our tribe, the kinds of relationships we as adults, as grown-ups, the things that we marry ourselves to, the things that we're passionate about, the things that we match up with energetically, the things that drive us. Where do we want to go? What journey do we want to go on? And that's the stuff our horses will talk to us about. So there's those three foundations are, you know, they represent such important life phases for us. They represent, I think, such important stuff about the things that we're working through in our life. Additionally, also, and I don't think it's a coincidence that horses are expensive, because the other thing that comes in that phase of your life is you're looking for more stability and security. You're looking to, you know, barns are expensive to build, paddocks are expensive, horse rugs are expensive, horse shoes are expensive. And there is a part of that sacred marriage that is about building your own home, your own kingdom, where you start to want to find security and create structure and organisation. And actually that kind of training is also very important with horses. Very, very much about routine and structure and organisation. And you know, that's why there are a million different training systems for horses. The systems are part of that as well. Yeah. So my horses have helped me a huge amount with systems in my life, because I want to be all over the place. Systems are not as exciting for me. But you've got to know, when you're in a marriage, there's got to be balance, right? If you don't balance it back and forth, if there's not give and take, if you're not putting emotional money into somebody's bank account, you can only withdraw on it for so long. So that's and the heart, when you look at the way the heart functions and the chambers of the heart, the input and the output, and that will be in balance. And then how we use our hearts to connect with the universe, and is that in balance? I could talk about horse stuff with the heart energy forever. So we've got the three big themes, right? We've got the childhood stuff from the dogs, and the whole just trusting of this is the way things are, that very naive, and it's naive and it's beautiful at the same time. There's a loyalty to it, you know. We love our parents sometimes even when they are undeserving of our love. You know, it's one of the hardest struggles that a lot of people deal with is that they're your family and you love them. And then how did you move away from that? How did you find yourself? How did you find your self-expression? Learn to trust your gut. And then based on that, what kinds of marriages, what kinds of relationships, what is the world, what is the kingdom you've created? What are the fields you are tilling? What is the quality of the balance and harmony and compromise in your adult relationships? And are you connected to that in your heart?